unselfish play. That unselfishness became contagious. Ty Lawson showing you he's got some ups to go with that speed.
Gallinari with the crossover.
What is up, Nuggets fans? Denver Nuggets fan 2 back here again, here to give you guys my recap for the Nuggets 100-97 overtime loss to the Memphis Grizzlies here a couple of days ago. Fell to 14-7 with this loss. Not a good loss by us, not a good performance by us, just kind of a real sloppy, sluggish outing by the Nuggets, and I felt we'd let another one get away here against the Memphis Grizzlies. The average shooting night, for the most part, Nuggets were 44% from the field, 30% from the three-point line, 74% from the free throw line. Obviously, would have liked to see us shoot a little better from the three-point line and the free throw line. Grizzlies, on the other hand, were pretty solid. They were only 38% from the field, but they were 50% from the three-point line and 80% from the free throw line. The three-point shot really helped the Grizzlies get back into this game and was a big reason they were able to close out this game against us in that fourth quarter and then eventually overtime. Looking at some of the good things we did in this game, we had 28 fast break points. I thought at times we did a great job of really forcing the Grizzlies to play at our tempo. I mean, we can outrun about any team in the NBA, and there was points in this game where we were running a track meet on the Grizzlies, and we were getting up and down the floor, getting in transition, getting easy buckets, and you know, ended up finishing with 28 fast break points. You love seeing that, and I thought at times we did a great job of that, but you know, I would have liked to see us do a little better job of being more consistent and playing at a fast pace because we were just running all over the Grizzlies when we were getting out on the break. We did have 9 steals. I thought defensively, all in all, it was a pretty decent outing for us. I thought we were pretty active defensively. We did force 17 turnovers, which you like seeing, but we only had 10 points off of those turnovers. That's not good. You got to do a way better job of executing on your opposition's mistakes, and we didn't do a good job of that here. And that's usually when we're at our best. When we force a team to commit 17 turnovers, usually we're going to score a lot more than 10 points off those turnovers. So you like seeing the 17 turnovers, but only having the 10 points wasn't good. We did have 20 assists, but for the most part, I thought the passing was pretty sloppy, pretty lazy all game. We did have 46 points in the paint. I thought we did a fairly solid job of getting into the painted area, attacking the basket, and getting some high percentage shots. And I thought the bench was great. Our bench was real good here. They ended up finishing with 54 points, and our bench outscored the Grizzlies bench 54-27. So the bench did their part. I thought Al Harrington was great off the bench. So was Andre. They both were great for us here in this game. But ultimately, our starters didn't perform well, and we didn't do a good enough job of playing at our tempo, and didn't do a good enough job in terms of rebound the ball, and didn't score enough points off turnovers here against the Grizzlies to win this game. There was a lot of bad here. As I mentioned before, I thought the passing was real lazy by us in this game. We did end up committing 25 turnovers. That's a joke. That's not acceptable for us against any team. I don't care how good a defensive team we go up against. To commit 25 turnovers, that's just being sloppy. That's just being sluggish, and just really hated our execution offensively. Like I said, the passing was real lazy in this game. Just our guys looked like they didn't really care at times, and the passing was just horrible. We ended up giving up 21 points off of those turnovers, which came back to obviously hurt us in this game. But you can't commit 25 turnovers against anyone, let alone a real solid Grizzlies team, and expect to beat them. So that really upset me, and I thought that really was just really unacceptable. Gave up 17 offensive rebounds. That was a big reason we lost the game. Obviously in overtime, when O.J. Mayo was he ended up hitting that 3 to give the Grizzlies a 1-point lead. It was because of the Grizzlies got 2 or 3 offensive rebounds before that, and it gave them a bunch of second chance possessions that ended up losing us the game. Was our poor job on the offensive glass. You give up 17 offensive rebounds. That's ridiculous. You're giving up way too many second chance possessions to your opposition, and it actually came back to haunt us, and it was the main reason we lost this game, because the Grizzlies got 3 or 4 offensive rebounds on that last possession that led to Mayo hitting the 3. You got to do a better job boxing out, and you got to get secure the rebound and push it up the court, and we didn't do a good job of that. I mean, 17 offensive rebounds, that's ridiculous. That just real disappointed with the effort on the glass here in this game. We gave up 20 fast break points. I thought our transition defense could have been a little better. You can't give up 20 fast break points. That's giving up way too many easy buckets in transition. We were outscored 63-48 in the second half and overtime combined. You hate seeing that. I thought the execution down the stretch wasn't good. I mean, there was time in this game we had a 13-point lead. I thought we played well in the first half, and even in that fourth quarter, we had, I think, at one point a 10 or like an 11-point lead, and we ended up blowing it. So the Grizzlies just did a better job of executing down the stretch in the second half and overtime. They outscored us by 15 points, and that was a big reason they won. And our starters just did not show up in this game. Our starters got outscored by the Grizzlies starters 73-43. I mean, our starters got outscored by 30 points. You can't expect to win when your starting five does not perform well. Like I said, the bench did their part, but our starters disappeared, especially in the fourth quarter, and the Grizzlies starters performed like they should, and another big reason why we lost this game. Looking at some individual numbers here, starting with Al Harrington. I thought Harrington was great, finished with a double-double. He had 23 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals off the bench. He did have 4 turnovers. You don't like seeing that, but for the most part, Harrington was great. Was really our go-to guy down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Had a lot of big plays for us down the stretch, but ultimately, it didn't matter. We came up short, and eventually lost the game. But I still thought Harrington individually had a good game. He was 8 of 16 from the field, 3 of 7 from the three-point line, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Gave us a great spark off the bench. Was very efficient. I mean, you love seeing him have 23 points on only 16 shots. That's great. Defensively, was real solid with the 2 steals. I thought his passing actually was real good as well in this game. The 4 turnovers is the only thing I really didn't like about Harrington. His performance here in this game, but for the most part, was real solid and did his job. I mean, came off the bench, gives you 23 and 10. You can't ask for anything more out of Big Al here in this game, and thought was real efficient and did a great job on the glass. Had a couple big offensive rebounds. Had an offensive rebound there in the fourth quarter where he was able to get the offensive rebound, put it back, and gave us a 2-point lead there with limited time to go, and was just great. 23 and 10. That's great for any player on any given night. Andre Miller was also great in this game off the bench. He finished with 20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. But like Al Harrington, had 4 turnovers. He was 8 of 13 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Andre Miller did all he could in this game to get us the win. Had that little runner he took that would have been the game-winning shot if he would have hit it, went in and out. Usually that shot's going to go down. Thought a pretty good shot by Andre, and like I said, usually that shot's going to go down and went in and out. And was pretty solid everywhere. You don't like the 4 turnovers, but very efficient offensively with 20 points on 13 shots. Did a good job on the glass with 6 boards, and all in all, did all he could to get us a W. And it's real unfortunate that we get performances like we did out of Harrington and Miller and still come up short. Nene finished with 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals and a block, with 6 of 9 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Came out real aggressive. That was playing real well against Marcus Sol, but then in the second half in the fourth quarter completely disappeared. This whole game was a disappearing act, especially with our starters, and Nene was definitely one of them. He did not perform well in crunch time. Was real disappointed in that, and to only get 5 rebounds, that's not good enough. Lastly, you look at Gallo and Lawson, obviously our 2 main go-to guys, if you will, offensively, our 2 leading scorers. They only combined for 20 points in this game, and they combined to shoot 6 of 21 from the field and committed 6 combined turnovers. Not good enough, especially when that's your 2 main go-to guys offensively. I just thought both of them were not good at all. Ty Lawson got it going in the fourth quarter, but completely disappeared in the first 3 quarters. He just wasn't effective at all and turned the ball over way too much. Gallo, on the other hand, didn't like his shot selection at all. That his shot selection was horrible. Didn't do a good job at all of attacking the basket, and that's when Gallo's at his best. When he takes guys off the dribble, Gallo's got a real deceptive first step, and he's a lot quicker than people give him credit for. And when he takes guys to the rack and he gets to the rim, and he's able to get easy layups and dunks, and also get the free throw line, that's when he's at his best. In this game, he settled for the 3-point shot way too much. Was 1 of 10 from the field, and just did not play well at all. Defensively, I thought was okay, was Gallo, but offensively was just not efficient and just wasn't himself. Did not play good at all. And for both of them to only combine for 20 points, we're not going to beat a lot of teams when they play that bad. So that also was a big reason we lost this game. Tough loss for us, to blow another double-digit lead. It was very upsetting. It's a game we let get away, and just execution-wise, we were terrible, especially on the offensive end, and we deserved to lose this game. But it's a game that we should have won, and to blow that lead, just real disappointing, and for no one to really step up for us down the stretch, and like I said, our starters basically disappear in this game in the fourth quarter, was real disappointing in that. So tough loss for the Nuggets, fall to the Grizzlies 100-97, and moved to 14-7 with this loss.